Hi everyone, in this lesson we are going to continue talking about integers. So let's take a look at our focus. Our focus for today's lesson is to multiply and divide integers and to solve problems involving integers. And by the end of this lesson you should be able to answer this question. What are the rules for multiplying and dividing two integers? First we're going to focus on when we're multiplying two integers. And something that I've always had trouble with growing up when I was in school, like you guys are, were positive and negative values. So I really want to make sure that I stress to you guys how to really differentiate of when your solution is going to have a negative or a positive answer. So let's take a look. When we have the same symbol, when we are multiplying the same symbol, we are going to have a positive sign. So think, the same is always going to be positive. When they are different symbols, it's always going to be negative. So for example, a positive times a positive is going to equal positive, and a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. Same symbol, positive sign. But when they are different, positive times a negative or a negative times a positive, it's always going to be negative. So let's take a look here at some examples. Here we have negative 5 times 4. I already know right here that since my values have a different symbol, one of them is negative and one of them is positive, since they're different, I know that my value is going to be negative. And 5 times 4 equals 20. Next, I have 12 times 3. They have the same sign. They're both positive, so I know that my product is going to be positive as well. And 12 times 3 equals 36. Next, we have a positive being multiplied by a negative. They're opposite signs, so I know that my product is going to be negative. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 99. The same with our next example. We have a positive multiplied by a negative. And I already know that 6 times 6 equals 36 with a negative value. And same with 9 times negative 5. Positive multiplied by a negative. Don't forget, guys, right then and there, they don't have the same sign, so I know that it's going to be negative. 9 times 5, or 9 times negative 5, sorry, is negative 45. So I hope with seeing some examples and some background knowledge on when our values have positive and negative symbols, what their answer is going to be. Let's use that knowledge when we're talking about dividing integers as well. The same concept goes for dividing integers. When they have the same symbol, it's going to have a positive sign. And when they are opposite symbols, it's going to have a negative sign. So let's take a look at some examples here as well. We have negative 42 is being divided by 3. Now I see right here we have a negative value and a positive value. So that tells me right off the bat that my quotient, the answer to my division problem, is going to be negative. And 3 goes into negative 42 14 times. So my quotient is negative 14. In my next example, I have a negative value divided by a negative value. Same symbols, which mean that it's a positive answer. My quotient is a positive value. Negative 80 divided by negative 20 equals positive 4. Now for this example, I have opposite symbols, so I know that my quotient is going to be negative. And 8 divided by 64, negative 8 divided by 64 is negative 8. And again, I have different symbols, so my answer is going to be negative. 14 divided by negative 2 is equal to negative 7. Let's take a moment to review what we learned so far in today's lesson. It's really important for you guys to remember that when you're working with values, say they have different symbols, that automatically tells us that there's going to be negative. When they have opposite symbols, they're going to be negative, no matter if we're multiplying or if we're dividing. Same thing. If they have the same symbol, it's going to have a positive value. And like I said, that's the same thing for multiplying. So you should be able to answer this question. What are the rules for multiplying and dividing two integers, and be able to demonstrate that understanding. If you have any questions regarding this lesson, please don't hesitate to let me know. Bye guys!